Alright, hello. Look at me. I am now a DVD bonus feature. Okay, so, yes. Hi. I'm Kieran, the creator of The Outdated Gen Z, and also the main character of The Outdated Gen Z, which is The Outdated Gen Z. And this is commentary for Season 1, Episode 25 of the series, which was the season finale of Season 1. And it's about Sonic CD. So let's get the episode started right now. This was a pretty major episode for the series, quality-wise, and just everything else-wise. It was still in like a pretty bumpy stage, though, for the series. Like I still did, like, even if for like little things, like the intro was a little bit different, like, I still used to do that wave, or that peace sign wave, which is weird. I don't know why I did that retrospectively. But now I do like stuff like putting my hand on my chest, which I feel like it's different, it's cool. I don't really care what people think of it. I just find it's just different than just your average wave or like whatever. Basically, yeah, this episode it was still in the bumpy stage of the Outdated Gen Z is what I consider it. Early season 1 was like the really bumpy stuff, like especially when I used to use like Microsoft Clipchamp as an editor, which is really bad. Would not suggest. It makes sure that every single one of your videos are always 30 FPS, or sometimes worse, like 15 FPS. I was never able to get that old intro animation ever smooth on there. And I'm not even using that anymore. Basically, though, yeah, don't use Microsoft Clipchamp. That's all you need to know. But for gameplay footage-wise, this is in this episode, it's definitely like a lot better than it's ever been. This is finally when I figured out how to go find the perfect exact amount that my low-end PC is able to handle. Like the maximum it could handle, right? So then it's still like not good compared to like everyone else using like 1080p or even like actual 720p. I'm using like the obscure 576p, which is cooked. And I used to use like 30 FPS. Now I'm using like a really exact frame rate of 48 FPS. But that's all the nerdy stuff. Anyways, this episode overall is major for me. This is the first time I did like really big skits. That I did use skits before in like in other episodes before. It's Sonic CD here, but this is like the first one to have like a continuing story, skits that are longer than just 2 seconds, of just like a little joke, like especially from like the first episode. And yeah, it starts right here. Basically, what happens is I figure out that I'm not playing the original version of Sonic CD. I'm playing the 2011 remake in 4x3, which is what I was doing, and I found out through like the special stages being smoother while still being in 4x3. And that's actually what I was using. I was using the Sonic CD Restored, but with like no mods enabled. So, and I usually don't have the Sonic CD Restored mod enabled. But I do use it as a launcher because it actually is a lot better because it doesn't like stretch out any pixels like the Steam version of 2011 Remake does. So it's kind of like, I use kind of like a mix. I use my own mods and I use the Sonic CD Restored launcher. I think that there's you can just use the Sonic CD decomp, but I found like just getting the CD Restored is a lot easier. Plus, you get crowd control out of it if you turn on Sonic CD Restored. So I think it's a lot more worth it that way. But anyways, this is also the first episode I had my friend, a friend hop on, which is Ethan. He's consistently seen throughout the series, and it's always a great time having him on, and he seems to have a great time too. If he doesn't, then why do you even hop on? But he helped out a lot. He was the cameraman too. And this was also the first episode I started like referencing previous episodes a lot more. I think I might have referenced a few episodes before, but like before Sonic CD. but this is the first time I like started referencing lots of episodes. Sometimes I don't reference in some episodes. Like for example, that little section right there was like a reference to Pokemon cards, because that is the exact location that I filmed some of the skits for Pokemon cards, which was also made in that summer. Uh, I guess that technically that episode is dedicated to just skits, but this was like a full like almost 20-minute video, so I don't really care. Um, uh, what else do you got to talk about here? It's commentary. Figure out something, Karen. You're supposed to be a DVD feature, and that's exactly what this whole bonus feature is. It used to be called like the Wags Museum, but then I decided I had this idea for a commentary for a little while now, like almost like a month, maybe like 2 weeks, a month. And now it's renamed to Outdated Gen Z Bonus Disc. Bloopers, archived live streams from my main channel that used to be there. Stuff that I made that was 10 years old, which was just gaming videos. Uncut scenes. Scrap scenes of videos, stuff like that. Oh my god, I'm coughing still. Just getting out of a cold right now. Because I'm still, like, currently I'm working on, like, another huge episode, which is the 50th episode in the entire series. And it's also gonna have, like, lots of skits, but it's not gonna be, like, as big as this skits. But the skits in this video, right here, is actually, like, pretty big. Like, and plus as well, they're completely unscripted. We made up every single one of these skits out of nowhere. We pulled it out of our ass. Except for, like, the first little skit of me and Ethan, like, dabbing each other up. We had an idea on what we wanted that to be, but we just didn't... oh, crap. We just didn't, I already knew that I was gonna, like, say, I'm here because I'm looking for an original copy of Sonic CD. We didn't figure out exactly what he was gonna say until, like, basically the first shot. So you can check, and we actually have the true story of it is actually right in the bloopers section, or the bloopers of this video. So, not section, it's on this channel. You can find it under Outdated Gen Z Bonus Disc in the bloopers playlist, or maybe in the upload somewhere. I don't know. It's there. I need a drink right there. Basically, yeah. We made every single one of those skits up on the spot. We just walked all around town, and then just, like, when I thought something was cool, I'm like, okay, Ethan, pull out your camera. And he's like, okay. There was a couple times that I just told him to just pull out his camera, and, for, like, bloopers, and I told him, and I had to, like, mention to them that it's okay to talk. But because he didn't know if it was going to be for, like, the blooper section or for the actual video, so I can't really blame him there. Or you just can't blame him at all for that. But basically, because of the amount of skits, I'm willing to admit to the fact that this episode, and the entire Outdated Gen Z series as a whole, is inspired by other YouTubers, but and to be exact, it's inspired by Angry Video Game Nerd, or I guess that's not his actual channel name, but it's inspired by the series Angry Video Game Nerd, and of course, the major one being like the most inspired from is Scott the Woz, and I'm willing to admit that. I don't really care. I love their stuff. That's why I made the series. I'm like, what if I do something like that? Wouldn't that be funny? I'm in a high school, and I want to do something really stupid. What if I just make these crappy skits and show what a crap some random dumbass teenager can do? And I feel like I'm finally going to prove that with the upcoming episode. This is what a small content creator in high school can do. But basically, overall, yeah, I'm clearly inspired by them. I'm willing to admit that. By the way, there's a guy that said Scott the Woz from Temu on this episode originally. I know where you live. No, I'm just kidding. I don't actually know where you live. I will someday though. Um, actually, no, I won't. I'm just kidding. I'm not a stalker kind of guy. I don't really care. Spread your own opinions on the internet. It's the internet. It's not supposed to be taken seriously. I don't really care, man. um, uh, but you could say all you want in my comment section. Oh, that's clearly. I like how you're inspired by this guy. For example, like which the most consistent one is clearly Scott DeWaz. But I don't really care. You can say that all you want. As soon as you say something like from Timo, then yeah, that's a little bit too far. Your comment's getting deleted, and the word Timo is now banned from my comment section. And it actually is. Don't ask why. Actually, do ask why. That's probably very concerning. But basically, good luck saying brain rot words on my channel, because every single one is banned. And most of them are annoying anyways. It's not like brain rot words are going to be used because, I don't think the retro gaming community really says brain rot words. So I guess it's fine. But anyways, getting off topic here. I guess it's commentary. I can do whatever I want. Basically, I love looking back on this episode. This episode was so fun to make. And this upcoming one that I'm currently still making is honestly just as fun. But I feel like this has like its own special thing. Look, there's a showers video reference because my jeans are stuck to my legs to this day because of the showers video. And stuff like that is funny. I actually went all around town. Like, it was funny as all hell to do. But this episode was really fun. Sonic 4, or... Okay, there's the spoilers, it's about Sonic 4. Everyone already knows at this point. If you're on, like, my Twitter, or on my Discord server. Or I guess not Twitter, X, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's gonna be Sonic 4. It's gonna be the end of the Coma arc, which is, after like 2 episodes of finishing off the time travel arc, I immediately went into another story arc. Which I think, this one was a lot more consistent, like every time I'd post an episode, it would in fact reference something related to do with the coma, even if it's just like a little screenshot of me being knocked out, if I'm actually genuinely talking about it, just stuff like that. It's a lot more consistent from what the time travel arc was, because after like Sonic CD, I didn't post for like a month for no reason, when that episode was just going to be about Mario 1 again, but at this time, instead of being in like a compilation of or a mix of 1, 2, 3, and Lost levels, it's in fact its own separate little thing. Also, by the way, right here in this scene, I actually have a copy of Scribblenauts here, and this is actually like, while going around town, me and my friend Ethan pulled up to our local pawn shop, right? And I was like looking around, I was about to buy some games, maybe like one, 2 games, who knows, and it came out with Scribblenauts. And then, because we were still technically recording, I put that in the video. I thought that would be funny. And that was probably like one of the most funniest parts. I actually just bought it. So yeah, technically, this episode cost money to make. And I gained nothing out of it so far, because I'm still not monetized on YouTube. But that's okay. So yeah, this episode cost money because I bought Scribblenauts. Great game, by the way. But anyways, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, time travel arc. I don't really care if it's off topic on this episode anymore. This is my commentary. I do things differently. Sometimes I might mention stuff related to the episodes behind the scenes in my ongoing commentary stuff. Sometimes I might not. I don't really care. Anyways, basically, yeah, we literally went all around town. And we even, like, looped back into the same spot later on, which I guess you'll see. And each one of these were, like, 1 takes. Like, it was 1 take, except for, like, the first spot. And I actually took time to... the McDonald's gag. This was one of these were all funny, not gonna lie. Sure, yeah, inspired by like other YouTubers out there. I'm willing to admit that. I don't really care. It was funny. We just did this on the spot. It was so funny. Just asking Ethan like, okay, it's time to pull out your camera, and he's like, oh no, what is it this time? Yeah, it was really funny. I love making this episode. But yeah, the time travel arc was basically a lot more inconsistent compared to what the coma arc is. Um, Basically, the time travel arc, sometimes I forget about it. I forgot about it there. Like, sometimes I post episodes about it. Basically, the most references, like the space-time continuum glitching out by referencing, like, the Sonic CD time travel background, stuff like that. I would forget about it. But the What Rerun series was technically, like, way to, like, not mention the time travel arc while mentioning the time travel arc because What Reruns was made because of the time travel arc. And yeah, by the way, this is the first time I edited like really hard. Like I edited out like addresses, stuff like that. I edited all of that out. Like I went crazy with the editing. And look, we looped like this wasn't taken in the same time as like the first spot. Like you can tell this is not made because the clouds are like completely covering us now, which is why I turned like the saturation up in like the videos to make it look like it's still sunny outside. So yeah, these were all made in that exact order. In the exact order that they're the order of like the stuff that's being shown is the exact order that we did it. Like it was crazy. It was actually funny. Plus, it made things like a little bit easier editing wise and sending over wise because I knew what scening was going to be. It was really funny. But yeah, this is getting close to the end of the episode. Basically, I love making this episode. It was fun to make. It was the season finale. It was time to start. It was starting to start fresh on season 2. Forgetting about the time travel arc often. And by season 2, I feel like that's when I started to get a grasp on what I wanted the Outdated Gen Z series to be. Like, you can still tell that it's, like, inspired by other YouTubers, like I said before, Scott the Wise, Angry Video Game Nerd, stuff like that. Tons of YouTubers that I haven't even mentioned that you can clearly tell are that inspired by. But I feel like now, compared to, like, Season 1, I've definitely, like, feel like that it's been a lot more original, while still being able to tell that it's an inspiration, which, that's perfect. That's what I want it to be. So I finally figured it out. And look, there's another reference to a previous episode, being the first episode, actually. So yeah, basically, overall, I don't care what anyone says. I love making this series every week. And sometimes if I put more effort into one episode, that might take like 2, 3, maybe even a month long. It's fun. Plus, this one was actually, like, the most editing I did. Like, that was a lot of glitch effects at the time. Now it's, like, easy to do for me. But then right after this is still, like, breaking the fourth wall. I'm okay with breaking the fourth wall, but this is probably, like, one of the only times I did something like this. Like, I let Ethan talk about see you next season, which I might do again, or I might not do again, if it's even, like, me or him. Maybe if it's like a sub goal or something at the same time, I might mention that. And there's the outro. I don't think I ever will do something like that again. I might. Like saying, like, subscribe to the channel. I never really did that much, or barely ever, in this, series. I think the only time I did it was in my Henry Stickmin video. Because, like, oh, my gift to you is giving you this amazing content, so why don't you throw me a sub? That's basically the entire purpose of it. And then I never did that again. I'm still okay with, like, breaking the fourth wall, like, referencing videos like, hey, check out this video right here. Oh, I remember when I made this video, and stuff like that. Stuff like that I'm okay with. But maybe something like mentioning that's a season I might not do again. Or talking about subscribing and stuff like that. I'm never going to do subscribing again. Um, but with that, that was Sonic CD. I love making this episode. It was fun and made lots of memories out of it. I'm glad that my friend Ethan was able to help me out, and he still helps me out to this day in the series. Um, and to all my little bits of fans right now, who knows? Maybe I might blow up. It'll definitely take a little bit though, but thank you for watching the series if you did. And to the dedicated 16 people that always watch my videos, thank you so much for watching the Pokemon cards video. And people should definitely watch my Pokemon cards video more. But, yeah, overall, thank you all so much for watching this little dumbass series. Just a random fun thing to do during high school, because, man, high school can be lame sometimes. Thank you all for watching.